All right, guys, let's take a look at the quarterly update. The art director, the lead character artist, and the associate. Okay, so it looks like this one's going to be on art. Hello and welcome once again to a new Diablo 4 quarterly update. We hope you enjoyed the Rogue class announcement during BlizzConline. We had a blast creating the Rogue and open world video segments, sharing them with you and seeing your reactions. It was especially cool to share our updates as part of the larger Diablo family, alongside Diablo Immortal and the all-new Diablo 2 Resurrected, both of which I personally can't wait to play with you all. As we transition back to a blog format, we will continue to spotlight different aspects of development. Today we're going to be focusing on the Diablo 4 character art, player characters, monsters, and allies. Art is a critical part of what makes Diablo, well, Diablo. Our signature randomized dungeons would not feel like Diablo without the ominous lighting setting the mood as players uncover horrifying details around every dark corner. Combat only feels visceral thanks to carefully crafted animations and visual effects that make spells and abilities sing. And while stats might make or break an item, we often can't wait to get our hands on a piece of gear purely because of how incredible it looks. Character art is equally important as it encompasses two of Diablo's key elements, classes and monsters. The look and feel of the classes has always been one of Diablo's secret ingredients, each class instantly recognizable and imbued with a strong and unique personality. Diablo 4 offers players more customization options than ever in a Diablo game, so more options than ever before, which makes achieving that result more challenging, but the outcome is well worth it. Your barbarian is different from everyone else's, but it still feels undeniably like a barbarian. With monsters, the focus has been on creating new foes and updating classics drawn from the pantheon of atrocities in our previous games, while using new processes and technology to their fullest. To give us a better look at everything involved in the process, I will now leave the rest of the update in the hands of our very own art director, John Mueller, and his team. We hope you enjoy it and look forward to your thoughts and reactions. As always, let us know what topics you want to hear about in the future, and stay tuned as we're planning to delve deeper into the topics of sound design and endgame systems later this year. Thank you, and until next time, Luis Barriga. Right. Our beautiful and iconic Hell Fiend Lilith. This is a capture from one of the in-game cinematics rendered in the Diablo 4 engine. The level of detail is now standard for how we will present NPCs, classes. So this is an in-game render. You can even see like the different textures on her lips. I don't know how well you guys can see that across the stream, but so this is an in-game rendering. I really like the glare on her eye and the little shadow underneath here. You think this level of graphics is going to kill PCs? I hope not. But everyone starts saving for a 3090 right now. This looks pretty incredible, actually. This looks pretty incredible, actually. Holy cow. We're excited to do a deep dive on the character art for Diablo 4. This is a pretty exciting topic for our team because so damn much has changed from Diablo 3. You'll want to hear from our lead character artist, I'm not even going to try to say that name, and Nick, and our associate character art director. They will be sharing a lot of cool visuals from our ongoing development related to character art that we're revealing here for the first time. There's a lot of work in progress here. Our goal is to give you an early look at the content to get a sense of the direction we are taking. We don't have a lot of caveats though, as at this point the work is a very good representation of what you will see when the game is in your hands. When it comes to the topic of character art, I can say we've had an epic journey during development, so let's pull back the curtains and take a look. First, I need to give a big shout out to our amazing character art team, engineering team, animators, lighting artists, and technical artists. Without them, none of this would be possible. When I think back to the beginning, I think at the highest level, our goal was to make the characters in Diablo 4 look as artistic and as handcrafted as possible, using the latest tools and technologies. Over time, our ambitions around what we thought we could achieve evolved and really solidified into what you see today. We wanted to use the latest tools and techniques, but we did have a concern about leaning into realism in a way that wouldn't have that handcrafted feeling we felt was fundamental to a Blizzard game. We didn't want the characters to feel procedural or generic because of these processes. We also embraced realism in terms of materials and character appearance. I think the touch point being the amazing pre-rendered look from the Diablo 3 cinematics. We loved those, and it felt like a strong foundation to build upon in regards to the characters and achieving that warm quality that came through in the cinematics, but in a real-time game environment. We thought it was ambitious, but possible. This, of course, is a simplified summary of the thousands of conversations it took to achieve the results that we have today. But what's meaningful is that doing the journey, nobody was arguing for our limitations. Nobody ever said we shouldn't, we couldn't, or we can't. Everyone just said yes. Even when it meant starting over or throwing out work, everyone really pushed and brought out their best to this work. I think this is one of the truly unique aspects of Blizzard. We all said yes and instead of no, because it's a wonderful aspect of working here. That singular focus and commitment to quality led us down a very long, winding, and challenging path to where we are today. The challenges required us to completely rebuild our rendering engine and authoring tools. We needed to assemble a world-class character team comprised of artists, tools, engineers, rigging specialists, lighting, and surfacing experts. This was a complete overhaul. You can choose from a variety of personas and customize them with a slew of detail options during the character creation. So we've got different, let's see if we can see all the differences here. We have different earrings. This scar is the same. Looks like the scars are close to the same. Different earrings, different markings. We have a nose ring. Yeah, I'm guessing the hair part isn't done. I'm guessing. The hair part looks like the unfinished part, if I have that right. This hair looks better than this hair to me. So we have different eye shadows, different skin tones, different colors of markings, again, different tattoos. Looks like these scars are static so far. Ooh, we can have red. You can have, and this is showing you can have no markings, no piercings, no earrings. And I think she looks the most badass with the red. She looks like she's ready for blood. Let's look at the clothes here. Oops. So it looks like this buckle or whatever this thing is called. I don't know anything about clothes. I just wear hoodies. It's the same, just a different color. I guess the armor might look different just depending upon what you pick up. Yeah, it looks good. I'm guessing the hair is still being worked on, but maybe they're showcasing the face. The lips are different. That's true. Yeah, I mean, looking at these four characters, they all do look different, right? These two look, the eye colors are different as well. These two look pretty similar, but if I'm looking at these three, these look very different to me. That's cool. A lot of the other games, every single character looks the same, especially when they all have the same best in slot gear. We made massive improvements to the level of detail and the surfacing of complex materials like skin, cloth simulation, hair, fur, metal, even down to the details and the highlights of the eyes and rivulets of perspiration. Rivulets? Never heard that word in my life. Learn something new every day. We built a robust character customization system that is entirely new to Diablo, and it was a daunting amount of technical character work. These solutions had to work not just for a single character, but for hundreds of componentized, is that a word? Componentized? Armor sets, different body types, dozens of unique personas, and completely unique art for 5 distinct classes to start. This was an entirely new challenge for our team to tackle. I can say now, with the hard work behind us and the comforting, steady hum of our pipeline, that it was all worth it. We hope you agree when you play it that it really enhances the overall experience of the character's journey, exploring the world of Sanctuary, and makes the story, the gear, and the ways you see the characters of Sanctuary that much more enjoyable. Most importantly, we hope you feel that the love and care we put into creating the gear and the characters you will see. I hope you will feel the love and the care we put into creating the gear and characters you will see in the game. Beyond just living out my most awesome barbarian fantasy, we're honored to bring this to you. We call this our layer scene. Players will customize the look of their character here in our exciting new wardrobe system. This allows you to mix and match hundreds of different armor components unique to your class, alongside color palettes to create the class fantasy and that best represents your character. Pretty cool. So it gives you like a full screen 3D way to see your character, so you can customize it and all the different stuff. This looks pretty great. I'm sure people are going to spend tons and tons of time here updating everything. It's going to be great. I just like the detail over here on these posts. I know that's like completely not the point of this, but I like the detail on these posts over here. I wonder whose throne that is back there. Does she not have fingernails? Or am I blind? Maybe you guys can't see that. I don't think she has fingernails. Can't see it. There, can you guys see it there? Maybe she does. They're just like so close to the same color. Hang, this girl literally just has blue eyes. Completely either bloodshot or demonic. Holy cow. Really cool how you can just literally see your character in 3D full screen, and this will be an incredible way to transmog your character. One of the benefits of the investments we've made in our character art development pipeline is that now most of our story cutscenes will be rendered in our engine using the game models. In previous Diablo games, the high-fidelity cinematic story moments were all pre-rendered. We will still have those amazing cinematic moments from Blizzard Animation, but now we also have cinematic moments that feature your character up close rendered in our game engine. We have been working closely with the legendary Blizzard Animation team to bring as much of their knowledge into our process as possible. The Rogue announced trailer was a really fantastic collaboration where we were able to push the limits of our tech and tools. The Rogue animation trailer was created entirely in our in-game engine. Yeah, for me, for everything that I've seen, I think everything looks amazing. The one thing to me that looks a slightly weird is like the hair and maybe the fur. That's the one part that looks a little bit weird to me. The rest of it looks pretty incredible. We are getting to geek out about how good things look up close, but all things Diablo are in service to our isometric point of view. The fidelity we put into those characters and the balance of detail all has to work with our game camera. Those looking closely will notice we like to work with bigger shapes on the armor, and we tend to reduce things that affect readability. I think we found a sweet spot of detail that retains the readability, works well with the environments, but also keeps things looking grounded, which is super important for this vision for Sanctuary and how we present the world to you, our most important critic. While I'm really happy with where we have arrived, I know we are going to keep pushing the bar at every opportunity, and at Blizzard, releasing a game is just the beginning. I hope you will enjoy the rest of the deep dive on character art with Arnaud and Nick. Did I say that right? I'm sorry, Arnaud. Thanks for joining us. I'd like to dive deeper into character customization and share some of the visual improvements we developed for Diablo 4. Diablo 4 has more in-depth customization for your characters than we've had in any previous Diablo games. You will be able to change the face of your character, the hairstyle, the facial hair, the beard and the eyebrows, and the jewelry and the nose piercings or earrings. Your makeup, body markings, tattoos, body paint. You will also be able to change the color values of your character's skin, eyes, hair, and facial hair, and body markings. Some elements will be class-specific to support the class's unique backgrounds, but many will be shared between classes, allowing more possibilities to mix and match. You can see some examples of these customization options throughout the blog. Now I want to talk about some of the challenges we faced. Dark fantasy meets realism through physically based rendering. Diablo 4 is intended to have a look that is grounded in reality. And to achieve that, we need to follow some basic rules of color value, such as PBR, which means our materials look and react to light in a realistic way. The challenge for the 3D artist is to transfer the color of a concept drawing to a PBR value. For example, in PBR, silver is a very bright gray, almost white, and the reflection of the material makes it look a lot darker. All the characters in Diablo 4 follow the PBR rules to ensure that our characters look as good in daylight as they do in a dark dungeon. Expanding the dye system. Tools that empower players to customize the look of characters help build a stronger connection to those characters and the game. Our dye system allows you to change the color palette of your armor pieces, such as changing silver to gold or replacing a white cloth for a black cloth. Each piece of armor can be dyed, including the helmet, chest, gloves, legs, and boots. You can dye each piece with a different color palette if you choose, or apply the same palette to all of them. This system was challenging to implement because materials, such as metal, do not allow themselves to be dyed with inappropriate colors when they follow PBR rules. To address this, we added data to our armor that identifies specific material types and tells the dye system what color goes on what material, such as leather, fabric, metal, and other specific surfaces. The result is armor that is dyeable in a range of colors that still feeling grounded, of colors that still feels grounded and realistic in the world we're building for D4. Dang, they have a lot of choices. I like the red one because the red one makes the makes this thing stand out. That one. I think the one right before that was my favorite one. She does not look scary. Whoever at Blizzard made this as your character to go out and slay the demons of hell in PvP, I mean, I want to fight. I want to fight this person. This person is just free honor. This is just free honor right here. It does not look scary at all. I mean, slightly better. She's got this weird headband thing. Maybe she knows some magic. Still not that scary. I mean, did the other one? I guess I didn't even notice she has one too. I mean, maybe this is what all the Smurfs. This is what all the Smurfs are gonna die, or how they're gonna transmog this character. Just plain old nothing. Plain old nothing. And then you'd be like, oh, that's a free kill, and then they actually annihilate you. It's the least scary character I've seen. Close-up look at our camera. The game camera is one of our top priorities as we want to make sure the character looks good and readable from an isometric perspective. It's the first thing we consider in character development. That said, the player character will be displayed in a lot of different ways throughout the game. Whether that's the character customization screen, the inventory paper doll, social screens, and in our real-time cinematics, which will often zoom for a closer view of the character than in the rest of the game. To support that, we have added an extra layer of texture called detail mapping. Detail mapping is a small repetitive texture applied on top of the material that bring more sharpness and detail to the main texture. Every armor set in Diablo 4 has two body types. Here is an armor set for barbarians with some subtle differences between the two. Yeah, I can see some differences, but overall it looks very, very similar, as they said. What's over here? I give Aladdin like a medium scary. I mean, maybe he can summon a genie. He's got a big sword. maybe he would be kind of scary. Another example of a different rogue body type. All right, I really don't want to fight Bane over here. This guy looks pretty scary, and all he had to do was cover his face with a mask. I have no interest in fighting this guy. No interest at all. The rogue looks pretty good. Here is a video clip of in slow motion of the rogues, which we recorded in our real-time engine, you can really enjoy the details and see how the lighting reacts with the materials. You will also be able to see some of the customization elements that I talked about earlier. Please note, the environment is a test scene that modelers use to look at their characters, and many of these armors are works in progress and subject to change and polish. We got Tom Cruise with the crossbow here. Okay, I don't want to fight him. We got a bird with a crossbow. There's Bane. Now, what is the strategy behind this piece of armor? Just blocks your vision, provides minimal protection. Holy cow, what is this? Is this like a full set? What's that villain from Spider-Man? Is it Spider-Man Venom? What in tarnation is this guy? Damn, some of these look sick. That's like Babe Ruth, like pointing to the outfield for a home run. Oh. Oh, she doesn't, oh, have eyes. I'm scared. She just looks tired and drunk. She's not scary. She looks like she's on a mission. We've seen scarier masks than that. We got David Blaine with the magic tricks. That one doesn't look like someone who's slaying demons. That seems like an actual hunter on an island. That's a character from Lost right there. That's Kate with a crossbow. That's Kate from Lost with a crossbow. That dagger looks awfully pointy. the Babe Ruth point. Oh, no, you'll never get this. But one day, my cousin Bilo, he get this. Who the hell is that? That'd be sick if that's like the end game set. We got poker, we got gymnastics. All right, we got arm wrestling. Getting recommended a bunch of awesome stuff. Here's another slow motion video of the barbarians. Please note that all these armors are a work in progress and are subject to some adjustments. What's the final boss of Mortal Kombat? Shao Kahn or something? That was Shao Kahn right there. We got an Aladdin apprentice right here. Okay, we have the executioner here. Any last words, my friend? Whoosh. That almost looks kind of almost like a druid helmet. Hulk smash. That is a pretty fit barbarian right there. Can we go back there for a second? I don't know if they're trying to showcase this, but there was something a little bit weird. Look down at the bottom here. Look at their feet. Look at how their feet move. Like I thought that they would be like stepping in a circle, right? You have to step in a circle. Are his legs not moving? That was the weird part to me. Maybe they're not trying to showcase that, but I thought he would be stepping in a circle. Doesn't look like his legs are moving. His legs or feet are moving. I like that necklace a lot. That reminds me of Spartacus, kind of. Not Spartacus himself, but Spartacus the show. Damn, Aladdin's been drinking his protein shakes. We got Larry Wheels right there. I like that big cloak. This is just scratching the surface of what's to come in Diablo 4 in terms of character customization. The team is dedicated to delivering the best quality possible, and we hope that characters will enjoy all the options we have available for customizing their characters in Diablo 4. Nick Celano, Associate Art Director. Hi everyone, I'm excited to share with you our vision and our process for making monsters in Diablo 4. With monsters, success requires that many different things come together, but it starts with the player feeling satisfied in killing it. That means the monster needs to visually match its gameplay and have a gory demonic twist to it. They should look like something you have not seen before, as well as taking something visually familiar and brushing it with the Diablo paintbrush. That Diablo brush applies a level of detail and understanding of gameplay needs, a level of artistry, and the demonic Diablo theme to all of our monsters. For me, everything starts with a goal. Typically, it's the goal from design on what this monster needs to do and what the player experience should be. Making games is a collaboration. Sometimes a visual concept helps drive an idea, while in others, a paper design is enough. The Blood Bishop. Our game design goal for the Blood Bishop was to make a caster who would cast direct damage and create AoE bombs for area of denial. As for the visual notes, we wanted a high-level boss based on vampiric blood and magic. We knew we wanted to double down on the notion of a heart shape for the function of the blood magic. That naturally led to the notion of arteries creating the blood clots that explode to cast the AoE effect design needs. An exposed beating heart was the natural visual choice. So the organic pushing we see, the flowing arteries, and the blood-based VFX all combined to reach an aligned goal the team could get behind. The success here is when the game design needs were met visually in a true Diablo way. Look at the cute little heart he's got on his back. I wonder, you know how rogues in World of Warcraft can pickpocket? I wonder if you can just like stealth up to him and pickpocket his necklace. That necklace probably has really good stats on it. And that hat. If you just pickpocket his necklace and his hat, you probably get most of his loot already. It's really cool. Let me just see if they do anything else with it. He doesn't have a mouth. It's pretty cool. It is a heart, but it is kind of like a horrifying way that they've designed it. Like, I mean that in a good way, a very Diablo-esque way. Yeah, when you see it up close here, like the level of detail that they put into it. Like usually you just run up to monsters and just murder them, right? But you can see the detail that they do. I mean, I haven't done any open heart surgeries lately, but from what I understand, this this does look like the functionality of a heart, so it's really good. The Skeleton Lord. The process was similar, but this time we had a visual concept to work from. This undead skeleton lord is made of fused skeleton and body parts with sinew and blood connecting it together. Something we felt fit our game visually. That led to a design lead wanting to create a fight based on this character. The design team was able to create a unique fight based on bone visuals, summoning skeletons' bone walls to restrict pathing, and leveraging the giant staff. One attack has the skeleton lord smashing the staff into the ground and creating a shower of exploding bone shards. Even though the art was created first, the design team leveraged this look to help theme a fun and interesting fight we all enjoy. That's a pretty cool boss. That's pretty cool. What exactly was this supposed to show me? This is a cool boss. The right artistic detail for the game. We also need to look at our assets from two main focal points, our game camera and a closer full body size camera. This means we need to understand what is important and what is supporting these elements in terms of overall shape, language, and finer secondary and tertiary details. Level of artistic detail is always a challenge. Details need to be readable for the game, colors need to group well, silhouettes need to stand out, as well as being built for performance and movement. Understanding this is key to allowing our monsters to look great from our isometric camera while also delivering stunning details up close. This spider feeding upon and birthing spider spawn from a bloated corpse has a great visual design. The spindly legs and back thorax instantly tell you what it is. That thin look of the legs as it moves down to a thicker body give it a nice balance to settle the shape language from top to bottom. The saturated red of the spider on top of the cooler and more subdued body help pop the spider visually so your eye catches it as soon as they show up on screen. When we look closer, you can see the spectacular highlights on the bloated body, the torn and pulled flesh, and the bulging pustules. So up close, gruesome details are visual from the game camera because of the clear shape and color grouping. That is one big ass spider. I bet that's gonna really creep people out. It's the Flood from Halo. How is this guy still standing? That's amazing. This is gonna really, really creep people out that don't like spiders, which is the whole point, right? The succubus is another great example of an interesting and clear visual read from gameplay with finer details that don't get in the way of the game camera but really raise the visual bar. At the game camera, we see a familiar silhouette, a winged demon hovering to seduce its prey and attack with magic from a distance. As you look closer, you can see intricate details in the claws, translucent skin on the wings, as well as the materials like gold clasp, stitching, and embroidery on the outfit. We also see the wings are attached at the base of the head, a detail that needs a closer look to see but doesn't complicate the look from different cameras. That's something I noticed instantly. Her wings are attached to her head. And her wings have hands. She has 4 hands in her. This is like a mini Lilith. Yeah, it's really cool. Look at those eyes. Monka TOS, man. This is like the hot tub stream in Diablo. Hot tub category in Diablo. A modern pipeline. In order to achieve this, we needed a process and technology to realize these amazing and honestly disturbing creations. To do that, we have built a world-class team in creating monsters and demons at a level of quality that raises the bar for the Diablo series. PBR gives us the ability to create surfaces and materials that look realistic and accurately react to the lighting in the world. Leather can look like leather, metals look like metals, organic surfaces can feel appropriately squishy and fleshy by comparison. This knight is covered head to toe in metal and fabric that reacts differently based on the lighting. You can see nice details and materials based on hard surfaces that your eyes expect to see. This detail grounds us in a world we all visually know and understand. The difference from a scale pattern of finer metal to large hammered iron next to the gold trim is readily apparent. Yeah, the lighting here looks really good. It's looking really good. So the light is coming from this way, right? Hitting here and casting the shadow this way. I really like this. This is really cool. Nice work here. Organic surfaces are also represented accurately in our engine. Fur, bone, flesh, and blood are all visible and react to light correctly. This is a Diablo game after all, and we know these materials will be important. How many heads does this thing have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? I'm scared. Where are his teeth? Are they here or are they here? It's a double Cerberus. That's a brief rundown of some of the things we look at and value when it comes to monsters in Diablo 4. We really enjoy creating enemies, monsters, and demonic creatures that bring out an emotional response from our players, from fear to revulsion to the excitement of slaying them in a true Diablo fashion. In closing, I'd like to say that there are moments as a developer where you are just making the game day in and day out and you don't always take time to appreciate the craft on display that you are privileged to see every day. I love that we are doing these blogs to give you some insight into our progress and process. It's a great opportunity for us to reflect on the journey, share our art, and appreciate the craft of our teammates. We hope you like what you see, and please share your comments on the platform of your choice. We love to hear community feedback. It's really been a labor of love and an honor to create for you, and we can't wait for you to play it. Thank you for joining us, and keep an eye out for our upcoming blog next quarter. So my just overall thoughts going through it once, complete honesty here. Art is not usually the thing that I focus on the most. I focus much more on the gameplay, and I'm the kind of player that just which is too bad. I just blitz through all the cutscenes. I just want to get to the end game, and I just want to smash people. But with that being said, reading this blog, and not every blog can be about that, gameplay and end game and that stuff. Reading this blog does give me a new appreciation for the artists and for the level of detail that they put into the game. And I think it's gonna have a meaningful impact on how a lot of people enjoy the game. You can tell there's like a lot of passion in the blog. A lot of people really care that it looks as good as it possibly can. And, I'm going to try to make a mental note myself to try to be more perceptive, to pay more attention to all the little details that I'm sure they put their blood, sweat, and tears into. When this game comes out, I'm going to, zoom in a lot and look around and see all the cool things that they developed. The game certainly looks, much better than any other Diablo game I've seen. Really, pretty much any other video game I've seen. I don't know any games that have this level of graphics. But that's kind of like the Blizzard standard, right? Blizzard usually has visually some of the best looking games, so I guess I was already kind of expecting that. But it looks like they're really delivering here. I mean, this right here looks incredible. And you know how Blizzard always does with the cinematics. They have the best cinematics around. So yeah, even for an art blog post, which is not my favorite, I enjoyed this, and yeah, thanks for Blizzard for sharing. I hope you guys liked it.